I declare the ceremony open.
We are delighted to have the President and Vice Chancellor of the Hong Kong Baptist University, Professor Roland Chin, to address the audience. President Chin, please.
Welcome to this inauguration of Endowed Professorship 2020. Today, we are proud to present 4 new Endowed Professorships. Endowed Professor Zhao Wei, Endowed Professor Men Shu-Sim, Endowed Professor Johnny Poon, and Endowed Associate Professor Han Chun-bin. Of all the honor that the university can bestow upon a faculty member, an endowed professorship is among the highest. Please join me in congratulating these eminent faculty members as they are going to receive this most significant academic recognition from Hong Kong BU. This year, in addition to endowed professorships, the university has introduced the Endowed Associate Professorship to expand our support and recognition of our young rising stars, for them to do world-class research in pursuing new discovery and addressing global issues. First of all, we must also express our deepest gratitude to the Cheng On-tak Charity Foundation, Hong Hin Siu Charity Foundation, and the Vincent and Lily Wu Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our benefactors a huge round of appreciation for their invaluable backing, which is so vital to us in realizing our mission and vision. Thank you very much. Hong Kong BU has already launched our 10-year strategic plan, which focuses on 3 strategic priorities, namely, the first one, best student experience. Second priority, research excellence. And third priority, building of capacity. To strengthen our capacity, we have built 6 interdisciplinary research laboratories, bringing in the best and the brightest students from all around the world to Hong Kong, and through our Talent 100 initiative, recruiting the best professors overseas to come to Hong Kong BU. The Endowed Professorship Scheme is essential for our global talent pool recruitment, thereby strengthening our intellectual capacity for our teaching and for our research. Since the launch of the Endowed Professorship in 2006, the university has set up a total of 10 endowed professorships. Those honored by the endowed professorship are in many disciplines, including, but not limited to, Chinese medicine, communications, humanities, arts, and the sciences. I'm pleased to witness the growth of this particular scheme, both in terms of the number of endowed professorships and the diversity of the fields. Furthermore, it is also encouraging to learn of the remarkable breakthroughs made by endowed professors in research and in teaching over the past years. Once again, I take this opportunity to extend my sincere appreciation to all supporters of this endowed professorship scheme. With the crucial support provided by this particular scheme, I'm certain that our first-class scholars will develop and discover still more novel solutions that will make impactful contributions to the society and the world at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Chin. Please be seated. Cheng On-tak Endowed Professorship in Chinese Medicine, Cheng On-tak 中醫藥教授席, was established by Cheng On-tak Charity Foundation, Cheng On-tak 慈善基金, represented by Ms. Annie Zhang King-wei, 張敬惠女士, and Mr. Gavin Zhang King-chi, 張敬志先生. With Ms. Annie Zhang King-wei, 張敬惠女士, and Mr. Gavin Zhang King-chi, 張敬志先生, please rise. Mr. Cheng On-tak was recognized as an esteemed model of success among the richest entrepreneurs of 20th century Hong Kong. In 1959, Mr. Cheng founded his own metals and plastic business. He was board chairman of the On-tak Metals and Plastic Manufacturing, On-tak Enterprise Company Limited, and Manpo Investment Company Limited before retirement. Mr. Cheng is a generous philanthropist with a passion for social service. As one of the leading figures in local industry and commerce, he has served in a number of industrial and trade organizations, including as president and chairman of Chiu-Chow Plastic Manufacturer Association Company Limited. He founded Cheng On-tak Charity Foundations in 1992 to support society and needy through the development of education and religious and medical enterprises. He donated generously to Hong Kong Baptist University, including but not limited to the establishment of the Cheng On-tak International Award for Outstanding Contributions to Chinese Medicine 2010.
I invite Ms. Annie Cheng and Mr. Kevin Cheng, representation of the Cheng On-tak Charity Foundation, to receive a certification of appreciation from the Chairman of the Council of the Court.
Professor Zhao Wei is Chair Professor in Chinese Medicine and Systems Biology in the School of Chinese Medicine, Hong Kong Baptist University. He is also Director of the school's Hong Kong Traditional Chinese Medicine Phenome Research Center. Professor Zhao pursued his postgraduate studies in the US and obtained his master's and doctorate degrees in radiopharmaceutical chemistry at the University of Missouri. Professor Zhao has 27 years of experience as a scientist in the medical field, with a proven track record of building and operating highly successful interdisciplinary research programs, such as translational research centers, clinical omics platforms, and botanical-based drug development laboratories in collegiate and industrial settings. With a research interest in the areas of metabolomics and biomarker discovery, Professor Zhao and his team currently operate a world-class metabolomics laboratory that quantitatively determines endogenous small molecule metabolites and trace elements, thereby supporting translational research in cancer biology, drug discovery, and traditional Chinese medicine. Under his leadership, his laboratory has developed a number of impactful metabolomics technologies and protocols over the past 17 years. In 2016, his team received second prize at the Natural Science Award from the Shanghai Municipal Government with its research on host-gut micrometabolic interactions. By December 2019, Professor Zhao had garnered a dozen international and Chinese patents. His distinguished scholarship has secured more than 20 grants in support of his research projects. As one of the world's leading figures in metabolism and translational research, Professor Zhao is the author of 6 books and more than 300 scientific papers, some of which have been selected as features in globally recognized scientific journals such as Nature. The strong influence of his publications is evidenced by his exceptionally high citation count on Google Scholar of over 20,000.
Traditional Chinese medicine is a very complicated system involving thousands of phytochemical compounds entering a very complex biological system in our body. Metabolomics is the right tool to help us open up this black box. In one drop of blood, there are thousands of small molecule metabolites. So metabolomics is the measurement of all these metabolites, and more importantly, to capture the changes. So we use metabolomics approach to study gut microbiome and their interaction with the liver. And we identified several important metabolite markers that can be used to accurately diagnose liver diseases.
The School of Chinese Medicine has 3 niche research areas, including precision medicine, translational study, and quality control. Professor Jia can integrate the 3 areas. This integration from diagnosis to the treatment exactly matches the holistic view in Chinese medicine.
Traditionally, the gold standard of the liver fibrosis or liver cancer diagnosis is by biopsy. Our method is only to use a blood sample or even urine sample, which is non-invasive, quicker, and more personalized. Metabolomics tells us that the cause of the liver disease is not typically in the liver, but in our gut microbiome. By targeting the gut microbiome, we can effectively treat the liver disease. Establishing such a unique platform technology, we are in a much better position to support university to recruit young scientists who are interested in conducting research in this area. I would really like to thank Cheng On-tak Charity Foundation for the endowment that they provided to the School of Chinese Medicine. With this endowment, we are developing a novel direction, the traditional Chinese medicine and systems biology, which is critical in advancing our Chinese medicine research in the field.
Chairman, I present Cheng On-tak Endowed Professor in Chinese Medicine, Professor Zhao Hui.
May I invite Ms. Annie Zhang King Hui and Mr. Gavin Zhang King Chi to take a photo together with Professor Chang. Vincent V.C. Wu Endowed Associate Professorship in Chinese Medicine, 吳文正中醫藥副教授席 was established by the Vincent and Lily Wu Foundation, 吳文正黃月娥基金會 represented by Ms. Cindy Wu 吳芬儀女士 with Ms. Cindy Wu 吳芬儀女士 please rise. The late Mr. Vincent V.C. Wu was a prominent textile industrialist in Hong Kong who contributed tremendously to the territory's economic development. In 1953, he founded Central Textile Hong Kong Limited, and 2 years later became founding chairman of the Federations of Hong Kong Cotton Weavers. Also, he served twice as chairman of the Hong Kong Cotton Spinners Association. In 1970, Mr. Wu was appointed Justice of the Peace. Mrs. Lily Wu, a stalwart supporter of her husband, also devoted herself to community services. She was at one time director of Poon Cook. Ms. Alice Wu, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Wu, founded the Vincent and Lily Wu Foundation, giving generous support to the development of education in mainland China, Hong Kong, and the United States. Through this first ever associate professorship endowment, the foundation wishes to help advance the development and internationalizations of Chinese medicines and elevate its status in modern medicine.
I invite Ms. Cindy Wu, representative of the Vincent and Lily Wu Foundation, to receive a certificate of appreciation from the chairman of the council and court.
Dr. Han Chun-bin is currently associate professor in the School of Chinese Medicine, Hong Kong Baptist University. Dr. Han received his bachelor's degree, Chinese medicine, and master's degree, medicinal chemistry, from the Henan University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, and his doctorate in natural product chemistry from the Kunming Institute of Botany, Chinese Academy of Sciences. Dr. Han is an expert in natural product chemistry, quality analysis of herb medicines, and natural polysaccharides. His current research interests focus on the chemistry, quality, control methodology, and bioactivities of polysaccharides in Chinese medicines. Among Dr. Han's eminent research achievements is the development of a novel method to authenticate Tier Pi Shu Ho, a rare and expensive Chinese herb. This invention has won Dr. Han and his team a number of awards, including a silver medal at the Hong Kong Innovative Invention Awards in 2017, presented by the Hong Kong Federation of Innovative Technologies and Manufacturing Industries, and a gold medal at the first Asia Exhibition of Inventions, Hong Kong, in 2018. The innovation has been chosen by the China Association of Chinese Medicine for inclusion in its 2019 compilation of outstanding research achievements by young scholars of Chinese medicine. In 2020, Dr. Han and his team developed a novel rapid testing method for another precious Chinese herb, Cordyceps sinensis. It has been licensed to a technology-based startup company for commercial application. In 2015, Dr. Han helped the School of Medicine launch Hong Kong's first ever bilingual phytochemical images base. As of December 2019, Dr. Han has gained 13 patents and secured 17 external research grants. He has published more than 200 scientific papers. He also serves as a member of the Chinese Medicine Council of Hong Kong and as a panel member of the Hong Kong Council for Testing and Certification.
Quality control is very important for the standardization of Chinese medicine. And standardization is a key part of internationalization of Chinese medicine. We are working on novel methods for quality control of Chinese medicine. Denzobium or 铁皮石斛 is one of the most special and the most expensive species. Many adulterants have been found in the market. We discovered a novel polysaccharide marker for 铁皮石斛. This marker is very specific. It's a perfect quality marker and can help us efficiently authenticate the 铁皮石斛. We have commercialized our patent technology and set up a company at the Science Park. And we have already established 7 commercial partnerships. Certificates will be issued to samples that have passed our authentication tests, as we have done for Chinese medicine shops. Our authentication test has been extended to more valuable Chinese medicines, such as cordyceps, 冬虫夏草, donkey skin gelatin, 阿胶.
Before Dr. Han developed this method, there was no quick and cheap way to distinguish the fake samples from the genuine samples. His method will standardize the market and will make people have more confidence in the product and the traditional Chinese medicine industry.
As a part of our work, we created a phytochemical image database. We collected many original spectrum, and we wish to provide the useful chemical information for students and scientists. Hiking is a common hobby in our research group. Sometimes we can find out some medicinal herbs. This helps us build up our team spirit and generate research interest in Chinese medicine. I would like to thank Vincent and Lily Wu Foundation for their generous donation. With the financial support, we will do more research in the quality control of Chinese medicine, and more students can have opportunity to join us in the lab activities.
Chairman, I present Vincent V.C. Wu, Endowed Associate Professor in Chinese Medicine, Han Kunbin.
May I invite Ms. Cindy Wu to take a photo together with Dr. Han. Dr. Hong Yang Po Wang, Endowed Professorship in Film and Television. 孔楊邦華博士，電影電視教授席。 was established by Hong Hin-siu Charitable Foundation, Hong Hin-siu 慈善基金, represented by Mr. Lily Hong, 孔慶全先生, and Ms. Elizabeth Hong, 孔慶儀女士. Will Ms. Billy Hong, 孔慶全先生, and Ms. Elizabeth Hong, 孔慶儀女士, please rise. Dr. Hong Yan-po-wah, Chairman of Hong Hin-siu Charitable Foundations Limited and Shilbong Enterprise Limited, is a devout Christian who has distinguished herself in social service and focused her charitable efforts on education. In particular, her enthusiasm and support for Hong Kong Baptist University have been widely acknowledged. Together with her husband, the late Dr. Hong Hin-siu, Dr. Hong Yan-po-wah began her long associations with the university in the last century, with generous donations towards the constructions of Shilbong Hall, the official residence of the President and Vice-Chancellor. In recent years, the contributions that Hong Kong BU has received from Dr. Hong and the foundation she headed has redoubled. They include the campus development, the establishment of scholarships, and support for postgraduate students. In 2011, led by Dr. Hong, the Hong family supported the establishment of the Institute of Creativity.
I invite Mr. Billy Hong and Ms. Elizabeth Hong, representative of the Hong Hin-siu Charitable Foundation, to receive a certificate of appreciation from the Chairman of the Council and the Court.
Professor Man Shu Sum is Associate Director of the Academy of Film, School of Communication, Hong Kong Baptist University. An all-round veteran of Asia's media industry, Professor Man is one of the most experienced teaching staff at the Academy of Film. With rich experience in areas ranging from media content creation, radio broadcasting, and TV channel management to film investment, production, and distribution. In the 1980s, Professor Man became one of the pioneers in building Singapore's media landscape and ecosystem, helping the nation to create soft power through film and television. In 2000, Professor Man spearheaded the launch of 2 brand new free-to-air television channels of MediaWorks as Operating Officer-in-Chief, winning Asia Broadcaster of the Year and Asia Terrestrial Channel of the Year titles in the Asian Television Awards in 2002. In 2005, he joined Singapore's Media Development Authority as Director of Broadcast and Film. In 2007, he worked for Hollywood's Mark Burnett Productions as Chief Executive Officer for its Asian operation. 2 years later, he joined MediaCorp Braintree Pictures as Managing Director. In 2014, Professor Man began teaching at HKBU. With his 40 years of solid experience in the industry, Professor Man has significantly enhanced both the software and hardware of the Academy of Film. In terms of software, he has enriched the content of courses, developed novel courses, and established the unprecedented Studio I as a startup initiative, connecting with the university and the industry to jointly invest in film production. Regarding hardware, he initiated the setting up of a Dolby Atmos sound studio, the first of its kind in the Asian tertiary education sector. Professor Man sits on a number of regional film-related advisory boards, and in 2007, he was selected as one of the top 50 Asia film leaders by the prestigious American entertainment trade magazine, Variety.
Storytelling is the key for all industries. So we are looking at delivering of the story concepts to engage the max number of recipients at the other end. I'm trying to actually redefine film. Instead of just say film, maybe screen, I think how to make full use of the medium is my key teaching in film education. The Academy of Film here offers Dolby Atmos sound theater and studio-eye investment with the industry. This is the first of its kind in many places in the world. Studio Eye initiative is to actually get students involved in commercial operation of film productions, together with mentoring from the industrial practitioners. These all lead to one thing, to stay connected with ongoing and the future film education. GUFA brings university students to come to Hong Kong to share philosophy of life. In 2018, we attracted 1,800 short films and also 99 regions and countries to participate.
After contributing in the industry for 40 years, Professor Mann knows a lot of film people all over the world. He's also good at managing creative talent. These two aspects are most important for us as film practitioners and people go into the film industry.
Returning to my alma mater is the best way for me to connect and have a deeper understanding of the younger generation and to cultivate the next breed of storytellers. The new courses I have launched is about media management of multimedia platforms. The managing of this content, the financing of these contents are very important, and which is a big gap in the market. I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Hong Hin Siu's family for their generous financial support and personal involvement in many ways to BU for over 5 decades, benefiting thousands of young people. I shall make full use of this support to continue to cultivate the younger generations of storytellers so that they can engage society with positive attitude.
Chairman, I present Dr. Hong Yang-Hua, Endowed Professor in Film and Television, Professor Wen Zhishan.
May I invite Mr. Billy Hong and Ms. Elizabeth Hong to take a photo together with Professor Mann. Dr. Hong Hin Siu Endowed Professorship in Music, Hong Hin Siu 博士音樂教授席 was established by Hong Hin Siu Charitable Foundation, Hong Hin Siu 慈善基金, represented by Mr. Billy Hong, 孔慶全先生, and Ms. Elizabeth Hong, 孔慶怡女士. Will Mr. Billy Hong, 孔慶全先生, and Ms. Elizabeth Hong, 孔慶怡女士, please rise. The late Dr. Hong Hin Siu founded the Hong Hin Siu Charitable Foundations Limited and Siu Bong Enterprise Limited. A generous philanthropist, he contributed a great deal to Christian education and social service. As a delegate supporter of Hong Kong Baptist University, Dr. Hong actively participated in university affairs by serving on the council and the court in the 1970s and the 1980s respectively, for a total of 29 years. He also acted as chairman of several fundraising committees. As early as the 1970s, Dr. Hong generously founded the university's first ever endowment fund. In addition, Dr. Hong made donations to the University Foundation Fund, the Hong Hin Siu Chinese Medicine Foundation Fund, the Hong Nai Ching Memorial Fund, the Hong Kong BU Development Fund, the Hong Kong BU Century Cup Fund, and the Hong Kong Baptist University Foundation. He also supported the establishment of the Dr. and Mrs. Hong Hin Siu Museum of Chinese Medicine and the Hong Nai Ching Laboratory of Biomedical Science, the Chaplain's Office of Ministries, and the Students' Hostel Project Alumni Hall.
I invite Mr. Billy Hong and Miss Elizabeth Hong, representatives of the Hong Hing Siu Charitable Foundation, to receive a certificate of appreciation from the Chairman of the Council of the Courts.
From the day Professor Johnny M. Poon set foot in academia, through his years as an accomplished musician, a devoted teacher, and an impassioned academic leader, he has remained a vehement advocate for academic research, a panacea that acts as an agent of change in an increasingly complex world. As Associate Vice President, Interdisciplinary Research, he is responsible for the launch and development of 6 interdisciplinary research labs, exemplifying the university's commitment to create the best conditions for generating groundbreaking research for society. During his 10-year service as head of the Department of Music, Professor Poon has spearheaded major performances, research, and curriculum and development projects, rendering the department synonymous with quality in teaching and research. In addition to teaching and research, Professor Poon plays an indispensable role in capital works projects, both in terms of fundraising and planning of physical spaces. His contribution to HKBU extends beyond the departmental level, particularly by serving as acting Dean of Arts. In his own research, Professor Poon focuses on interdisciplinary projects that break traditional artistic and disciplinary boundaries. Recently, he has contributed to the rediscovery and a modern adaptation of an 18th century opera by Antonio Caldara. With regard to his professional practice, he has maintained a highly successful career as a conductor, appearing regularly in concert halls across the globe, including Carnegie Hall in New York, Glinka Capella Hall in Russia, and the National Center for the Performing Arts in Beijing. He has conducted such ensembles as the Moscow State Philharmonic Orchestra and the St. Petersburg State Capella Orchestra. Previously, he held the position of Director of Opera at the University of Evansville in the United States. Professor Poon also serves on a number of committees, advisory boards, and panels for various organizations, accreditation reviews, and award schemes. Since 2015, he's been an elected fellow of the Hong Kong Academy of the Humanities.
We look at old music as historical artifact. As a scholar and a professional musician, it's my job to breathe life into it and bring it alive. When dealing with old music, it's very important for me to inspire people and find the beauty in it. I love conducting an orchestra because it is the most splendid instrument of all. It has so many voices with different instrumental colors and timbre. Together, they create the most amazing sound. I'm interested in conducting because I'm interested in people. An orchestra is like a small community. It gives me a unique platform as a leader to communicate, to engage, and to affect change. When I study music, I tend to lose myself into it because you love what you do and you get into a zone. It's important in general for me to share how I feel, and then teaching is a wonderful way for me to pass on that knowledge and also that passion, something that really tickles my heart, and I want to share that with people in general.
Professor Poon has expanded the music department of HKBU. Under his guidance, it has flourished. HKBU produced many great educators for Hong Kong's community.
I would like to radically advance the future of creative arts by harnessing the power of science and technology, to change the future of artistic practice, to explore how arts and technology can transform the society in a substantial way. Going forward, we have exciting plans for the Creative Hub. It is going to be a state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind space for research and teaching, technology, humanities, and creative arts combined. I would like to thank the Hong Hin Shield Charitable Foundation for their generous support of this endowed professorship. With this donation, I would like to further expand my research in the creative arts. As the AVP for interdisciplinary research, I would like to pull together all this wonderful talent at the university and make impactful interdisciplinary research.
Chairman, I present Dr. Hong Hin Shield, Endowed Professor in Music, Professor Johnny Poon.
May I invite Mr. Billy Hong and Ms. Elizabeth Hong to take a photo together with Professor Poon.
Now I declare the ceremony closed.